Okay, so I wanted to take a look just at the new focus trees in development build that they're doing, right? This is directly from devstream 161. I just wanted to go over the new updates that they're trying to push out. As you can see, right, this is how the new tree's gonna look. Yeah, I haven't really gone over them fully yet, but hey, Waybound's gonna be on the right. This is the Zenurik tree. During the dev stream, they did go over all of them, so we might as well keep going. They've changed a lot of things around. A lot of things are the same as well, so keep that in mind. Energy Pulse passive, Warframe operator, energy pickups, grant 50% additional energy over 5 seconds, right? Like, okay, cool. There they have Waybounds. Zenurik, it looks like, is still gonna be pretty good, right? It's not gonna be too bad. Wellspring, nice of them to do that. Create a well of energy for 8 seconds. Allies passing through the well gain 5 energy per second for 30 seconds. You use it on your first ability, right? Overall, Wellspring's really good. And you get Hardened Wellspring, which is just even better. Tap 1 inside Wellspring, increase its size, better duration, and grant 28% ability strength to those inside, right? So just all over, good stuff. Welcome. Right? Overall, not too bad. Not at all. But then you keep going, right? And they show off that for Zenurik because people are curious. Inner Might allows abilities to cast without using energy or shield, but requires 60 seconds to recharge, so yeah, you know, still good. Good enough, good enough. Not too bad there. Disarming Sling. So this, slinging is when you're like focusing, you know, you're void dashing in front of the enemies. So yeah, sling through enemies has 50% chance to disarm them. Honestly, not bad. I'm not mad about that. Killing a disarmed enemy increases operator energy regen rate by 10% for 10 seconds, right? Overall, really good. You can just quickly dash, 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 kill them. There, you get that. So Zenurik's still looking good. Let's go over the temporal drag, temporal shot. By the way, I think a lot of the Waybound stuff is still good. Like overall, they haven't like nerfed a lot of the Waybound stuff, so that should all still be good. So that's just great overall. And now abilities are on your first and your second Warframe, or for your operator, right? Abilities are on the same Warframe ability, that would be your first and second, but now for your operator. It's weird, I know, words that I'm saying are sounding bad. So this is the second ability for your operator on, you know, Zenurik. Emits a radial burst, slowing any enemies it touches by 80% for 10 seconds. Okay, okay. And then temporal shot, precision headshots, damage increased by 100% on enemies afflicted with temporal drag. I wanna know, does this work on Eidolons? That's what I'm very curious about. Like, will you be able to use temporal drag and shot on an Eidolon and then headshot them for more damage? Eidolons have heads, they have headshots. In theory, that could all work, right? And yeah, Void Siphon, increase operator regen by 90%. Void Flow, I think, is the same as... Is it the same as what it was before? Oh, they're going over it. Okay, Unbound, increase your... Oh no, this one's the same. It's increase like your regen by 90%. But they have their camera over it, so whatever. Zenurik, still good. I have no issues with it. I'm still gonna be using it. Yeah, overall, good. Would recommend 10 out of 10. So now we go into Naramon. Gotta love Naramon, right? Gotta love it. Let's just go until they actually go over anything. Yeah, it's the same, right? Kills from affinity with melee. Melee counter, combo counter now decays while out of combat by 5 every few seconds instead of completely depleting, right? It's the melee focus tree. It's not too surprising. Still good stuff there. More melee affinity, right? Whatever. That's overall pretty minimal. Just faster leveling helps out, right? Oh, this is the big one, right? Performing a slam as operator switches to Warframe and grants double combo gain for 20 seconds. That one's gonna be pretty massive. Pretty fast combo gain. I mean, it'll be cool. Not like needed, but still cool. I like the performing a slam as operator switches to Warframe, grants double combo. I like the switching is fast, right? I'm excited for that mainly. The double combo counter, I care less about, but the fast switching from operator to Warframe, very jazzed. There we go. Amp Spike, transfer to operator with that 8x combo multi to increase amp damage by 100% for 40 seconds. So, I mean, that would be great if you could get an 8x combo for Eidolon hunting, but that's not going to be for Eidolon hunting, because obviously you can't. The old tree is still going to be the Eidolon hunting tree, even if it's nerfed, but we'll go over that when we go over that, right? But, I mean, I guess that's cool. Meh, I don't really care, though. I'm not a huge Naramon tree guy. Now, here's the first ability. One creates a 6-meter wide shockwave lasting 4 seconds that inflicts lift status on all enemies it touches. Okay, no, 4 seconds CC is actually pretty cool. Not mad at that. Additionally, 50% damage per lifted enemy attacked by operator, lasts for 60 seconds, stacks up to 4x. Right, makes sense. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get more AoE operator amp because I just have 177, so yeah. I think you can gain combo count from the Vomvalis if they're just in their like ghost mode. I would assume that's the only way you can properly gain combo if you ever want to on an Eidolon. I don't know how worth it is compared to just using the old tree though. Probably not worth it for amp spike, right? Anyways, this is your sling stun. Your sling is again void dash now. 2, increase the width of your next void sling by 40% and enemies that are vulnerable to finishers, taking 30% more finisher damage, right? So simple, use that to get finisher kills off if you need any sort of like regeneration on a finisher, right? Anything like that. Seems to be good. And then the next Killer's Rush. Initiating a Warframe as operator, switch to Warframe, increasing melee crit chance by 50% for 40 seconds. So yeah, Naramon, still cool, still a melee tree, 100%. Would still recommend, it's pretty cool. Increase operator movement speed, right? That's the step 1, but their cameras are still in front of it. And then increase maximum void sling distance by 30% for that one. Okay, 30% for that and 30% for the void sling. So, I mean, I think Naramon overall is pretty cool if you want to throw that on. Just do some melee builds, right? Because Naramon is quite obviously the melee tree. No shock about that. It's the melee tree, right? Baba booey, get your melees in. And, you know, it looks good. Not mad at any changes, right? I can't really complain there. So, Naramon, cool. Zenurik, cool. Let's take a look at Madurai. So, Madurai, this is the one everyone's going to be mad at. Because this is the old... Is this the old Eidolon tree? Or am I going crazy? Yeah, this is the old Eidolon tree. So, they didn't really care about Phoenix Talons. They went right to Void Strike. Huge nerf for like solo and duo Eidolon hunting, but seemingly going to be good for group Eidolon or pubs for Eidolons. So, Void Strike. 1 consumes all energy to increase damage for 8 seconds, deals 10% additional damage for every percent of energy consumed. So at max energy, you get 1,000% damage boost for 8 seconds, 40-second cooldown. Overall, that sounds really good. A lot of damage, right? When you pop this, you'll be able to pretty much instantly pop off at least 1 or 2 or 3 shields, right? You'll be able to just blast through some of them. So that's really good there. And then, yeah, they pop up their webcams again. The chat was super pissed. Everyone's mad. Not a single person is happy. I mean, it is what it is. And then Void Fuel, 40% weapon efficiency for Operator and Warframe while Void Strike is active. Okay. Don't really care too much about that. But yeah, now everyone in chat is going to hate Warframe because they're super mad about that change. And that was during the, devstream 161. As you can see, no, they are not impressed. So yeah, no impressed. Very not. Power transfer, max rank, 100% amp critical damage for 20 seconds on switching to Operator, 50% casting speed on switching to Warframe. Right? So power transfer seems really good. So that'll add a good boost to damage. So I'm not mad at that. Right? They're going to change. It's just changing around how the Eidolon meta is going to work and how it's going to happen. And people are going to have to get used to that. Power transfer, though, overall, seems good. Swap to Operator, more crit damage. Can't be mad at that. It fits the meta of headshotting. Sling strength. Max rank. Switching to Warframe after a chained sling adds 40% ability strength for 20 seconds. Right? I mean, I'm not mad about that either. That's cool. Because chain sling is 50% energy efficiency on consecutive void slings, which is just like, yeah, you can void sling at the, I guess the head of the Eidolon faster or more efficiently. You can get out of areas more efficiently, stuff like that. More ability, strength for your Warframe. Seems pretty good. Let's go to the contamination wave. So, Second ability emits a void wave lasting 2 seconds that drenches enemies with void contamination, making them 25% more vulnerable to operator damage. This is going to be great, assuming it's going to work on the Eidolon, right? That's what I'm assuming. Like, your abilities have to work on the Eidolon, or else they're all worthless. So for Eidolon hunting, if this works on the Eidolon, great, awesome, right? Not mad at all. More operator damage. With more operator damage, more crit, and then an ability there. Cool. And then distilled. Killing an enemy affected by contamination waves makes all affected enemies 25% more vulnerable, while also making the effect last 10% longer, maximum 3 stacks. So if you can use this ability, get it on the Eidolon, kill the Vomvelus with it, and get a big damage boost, well, little damage boost, but still, damage boost. I mean, it's not terrible. It seems pretty cool. I like it, but again, it has to actually like affect the Eidolon in order for this to matter on killing the Eidolon. If it doesn't, then it'll be pretty whatever in any aspect of it. So internal and inner gaze, increase energy for amps and voids beam 40%, right? Cool, good, all well and good there. And then eternal gaze, increase energy regeneration rate for amps and beams by 60%. I think those are pretty much unchanged. Still good. Not mad at those. Would recommend. So now we have Vazarin. The first 4 revives are 100% instantaneous. Additional revives are 100% faster. Cool. I misread that a bit, but point still stands. Mending Unity, increase affinity radius by 25 meters. Okay, I think that's all pretty like normal for what Vazarin was before. And then this one is for healing. So this is more like heals, boy, right? Like Healy Tank, that's what Vazarin is. Because this one, Void Regen, that will give you... Void Mode starts healing at 10 health per second, increasing by 10 per second up to a maximum of 50. Cool, so that's for your healing for your operator. I wouldn't care too much about it, but whatever. And then Squad Regen, when Void Regen reaches its maximum, it is applied to operators within affinity range for 40 seconds. Again, since this is for operators, I don't care as much, but we'll see if it ends up mattering eventually. But I don't see those two really mattering too much. Then you have Void Snare. 2, launch a projectile that spins up to a vortex trap on impact, or tap 2 again to detonate in flight. Trap lasts 8 seconds. Void Sling through trap enemies to grant allies within affinity range 100 health. This Vazarin, like these seem like really weak so far. Allies touched by Void Sling are granted immunity from damage for 5 seconds and healed 60% over 5 seconds for 10 energy cost. Yeah, so that's great. Yeah, it'll stack well with Magus Repair. Like, it'll work. It just seems like pretty much overall whatever, right? This part, like Void Snare seems whatever, but once it gets the Protective Sling, so much better, right? Like, this is great. Healed 6% over 5 seconds for 10 energy cost, right? That's pretty minimal. So this is pretty cool if you want to just be a tanky boy, protect people for 5 seconds. So this one is actually great. It was shitty with just Void Snare, but once Protective Sling comes into play, great. And Guardian Shell is good overall as well. Use 1 to manifest barrier on the operator and allies. In affinity range, it is invulnerable for 4 seconds when first created, and damage inflicted while it's invulnerable will be added to his base health of 500. So, 4 seconds of absorbing damage that gets added to the health. Really good. So that sounds good overall. Then we have Guardian Break. There it is. When the Guardian Shell breaks, Warframe shield regeneration is increased by 150%, and regeneration delay is reduced by 90% for 8 seconds. Instant rolling guard heal, right? Like instant rolling guard shield gate on that. So yeah, this is the protective tanky tree. Don't know if you could tell, kind of obvious. Not something that I'd use primarily, but it's good to use in conjunction with a good team if you know how to like use it, right? If you're not going to be main DPS, you can be protector during Eidolon hunts and just in general gameplay, but I don't see this tree being useful in like everyday warframing. I would more see this one only useful in Eidolon hunting, right? Because like you don't need all of this stuff for just playing the game usually. But again, if you like that sort of play style, then you can do it, so you're fine, right? It's just not my style, so eh. Next up, we have the final one, right? We have Unairu. Vazarin, Unairu? Right, this is the last one. So this one, God, what's this? Is this another tanky tree? Like the last one was tank regen, but this one's somewhat similar, right? Either way, gain immunity to slow, stagger, and knockdown effects for 40 seconds after transferring between Operator and Warframe. Okay. Stone Skin increases armor for Warframe and Operator by 200. Yeah, like Unairu and that last one always seemed like two very similar tanky trees to me, and they still kind of seem to be. Warframe is invulnerable for 4 seconds after Operator is downed. Tap X as Operator falls to bring the Warframe to the Operator's location. Okay, no, that seems pretty cool. That seems pretty cool. 100% chance to clear transference static on kill while reinforced return is active. Okay, okay. Also nice, also nice. So they're gonna be like two tanky trees with like two different styles of tankiness. Caustic Strike 2 launches an enemy bomb that explodes with 8 meter radius, stripping 75% of enemy armor. Tap 2 again to detonate inflate. That's actually pretty awesome, stripping 75% of enemy armor. Okay, okay, tanky with a little bit of damage and flare. You know, I'm not mad at that. And then Unairu Wisp, which is, you know, better. 100% chance to summon a Unairu Wisp per enemy hit by Caustic Strike. The Wisp will seek out nearest ally within affinity range, increasing Operator damage by 100% for 20 seconds. It seems like, you know, not too bad. Get that Operator damage in there. Okay, okay. I more so like the armor strip on the first part though. Use 2 to create an 8 meter radius field that lasts 30 seconds and disables the shields of any enemies that enter it. Okay, pretty whatever, but interesting. Void Sling out of a magnetic flare to refresh its duration and increase its radius by 100%. Okay, you know what? Pretty cool. So this is like a little tanky tree, but with more damagey fighting usability, right? Whereas the last tree was just more tank, like pure tank. This one is like a little bit of tank and a little bit of damage. So nice. And anyways, I think Last Gasp and Vengeance are pretty similar. Oh god, I don't know if they go over Vengeance actually now that I'm looking at this. Let me wait for the 1 millisecond where she scrolls over Last Gasp. Okay, no, they don't really go over it too much. I like the new focus changes overall. It seems like Eidolon hunting is gonna be a little weird for the people who are used to the old way. Might have to run more publics. It'll be a lot worse seemingly for solos and duos. More publics or full groups with, honestly, a variety of trees can help. But if everyone's on the Madurai tree, they can definitely just swap constantly between having that ability up to kill the sentient. So honestly, I don't mind the tree changes. I like how the trees look. It seems a lot more fun and a lot more like playing actually within the tree, right? Since you have the 1 and the 2 Operator ability. Yep, I'm not too mad. I like it. It seems like it's gonna be fun, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. And yeah, as always, if you liked it, like, sub, check out Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all the social medias, and use Epic Game Store creator code Pupsker if you use that. So yeah, thank you.